Let's do a podcast. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, the podcast about insect superpowers. Each episode, an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring abilities of insects by creating bug-themed superheroes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelly.
Producer Derek and Zatz are also here. Before we get busy creating a bug-inspired... I'm all thrown off now. Hold on. Producer Derek and Zatz are also here. Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
Oh, what an introduction. What a day. What a weekend.
Besides having an absolute nonsense person as a co-host, what's bugging you?
Best co-host ever, Amanda. Not too much. I know you hate that I don't complain about things, but I have...
I admire
nothing.
About you, really. It's just so different from my own experience.
I have nothing to complain about. I don't know, I'm a little tired this morning. That happens sometimes on the weekends. I've been gymming too often, I believe, and my legs are tired and my whole body is tired. But I guess that's it. That's all I got. Life is good, Amanda. It's summertime, and I have a few more weeks before the semester starts, and I have to work.
And the living is easy. Mm-hmm. Well, I went to the science museum, my local science museum this week. Shout out to OMSI, which I think is a really great science museum, but I haven't been to enough science museums to really compare.
You're just biased.
I'm just biased to the one I know, the one I love. I've been to the Seattle one, and that one's like big. It's like really big. I wish we had a butterfly room at either the OMSI or the Portland Zoo, but no butterfly room for us. But while I was there, I sent you pictures. We saw a cockroach take off his pants.
Yes.
And
they do sometimes.
As they sometimes do. The intern that was there, he was probably about 16. He was super jazzed about it. He was really excited. He was telling me all about cockroaches. It was really fun. It came out that I'm on a bug podcast. And he started asking me how to become an entomologist. And I had to be like, I'm not the entomologist on the podcast. I told him my best advice to you is to pursue the sciences and then find someone who's into bugs and convince them to take you under their buggy wing. Because that seems to be where all your stories are.
Yes.
Gross. But that seemed to be like all your stories were like, oh, I was pursuing my science degree, or my marine biology degree when I fell in love with spiders. But luckily there was a spider guy nearby. So I went and became a spider woman. And then my life regressed from there. Seems to be how your story went.
I'm okay with this alternate version of my history. I like it. It's fine.
So I told him that just pursue sciences and find a buggy person. And that seems to be the best way to steer you. I can't steer you. Sorry.
That's how you do it. You find a mentor in the program that you're in, and you do some bug research and go from there. You don't need you can get a focused degree in entomology, or you can get
great.
It depends on the university or college you're at, or you can get an ecology degree or a biology or a zoology degree and then focus that way. So if any audience members has questions about doing this or about your career, future career, etc. as an entomologist, you can email me. You can email the pod, and I'm happy to help answer any questions that I can.
Yeah,
I'm here for you guys. Anytime.
Well, it was a dinosaur display at our science museum, so all the dinosaur stuff was out, and it was really cool. And there was a lady working on a triceratops skull, and I was like, "This is cool."
Some girls are horse girls, some girls are wolf girls. I was a dinosaur girl.
I was a dinosaur girl. I believe I used that exact phrase when I was like talking to my kids about all the dinosaurs. They're like, "How do you know so many dinosaur names?" And I was like, "I was a dinosaur girl."
Mm-hmm. It's a legit girl field to be in, is dinosaur.
Yeah. And my youngest, a 3-year-old, she was willing to pet the cockroach.
Aww.
But my 6-year-old son was not willing to pet the cockroach.
Oh,
but then we
he's
saw
usually so good with bugs.
He's
or only observing.
He's observing. He likes to observe. He loves to observe a spider. He does not want to interact with the spider at all. He loves to observe the bug. Does not want to interact with the bug. Whereas the younger is all like, "Sure, let me in there," but
Very
maybe she
cute.
hasn't learned yet. So yeah,
May she
that's where
never
we're at.
lose that. Little
Hmm.
kids need to never lose that joy and lack of fear of
Yeah.
bugs. But today we don't have a scary bug.
No,
Well,
today, and a bug from my corner of the world, I believe. At least I've been led
ubiquitous
to believe
across the
so.
United States, so we
Oh,
share this bug. Look at us, coast to coast, sharing a bug. Isn't that
coast to
nice?
coast. Bug to bug. This land is your
Bug to
land. This bug
bug.
is my bug.
Oh man. Although I think most people are not happy about this particular bug, but that's okay.
Oh, really? Well, I think it's just the family, the genre of bug
There's,
people do not like.
it's not a it's a wasp, guys. I'm sorry.
It's a
I know.
wasp. I'm sorry. We were trying to delay because we know some of you will be turned off by even the mere thought of a
A
wasp.
wasp.
But they have a bad rap, the wasp,
I like
which I can't.
wasps. I'm a fan. Maybe because I've
But
never
they
been
can both.
stung. Yeah.
Exactly. They can both sting and bite you. The very first time I got stung by a bug was a wasp, and it stung me, bit me, stung me again, and I was like, "This ain't
Fresh.
right."
It's a fresh bug.
This bug is very. Why is it so spicy? Like that was that bug. I was like, why?
Well, we're talking about mud daubers today, and they're less spicy.
Good.
They're not really aggressive. So, have you've seen mud daubers before, Amanda?
I've seen evidence of mud daubers, so
Hmm.
I'm sure that I have seen a mud dauber. But I did not immediately clock it at the time. I
They
wouldn't be like, "Hey, look at that mud dauber." I'd be like, "Look at that flying insect. Please keep it away from me."
now you know better. Now you're
Now I know better. This is back when I went outside, which is not, not recently.
Who'd-
Now I'm a backyard girl, okay?
well, that's fine, and you might find some in your backyard. Mud daubers tend to hang out. They well, first of all, their name comes from the fact that they build little mud nests. You might find them under your porch, or like up on the side of the house, or maybe in the shed, or on the side of the shed. In nature, they actually like caves or tree holes to build their little muddy muds
So
into.
are they in competition with their cousins, the paper making wasps,
They are a little
for
bit in
location?
competition for location. Yeah, they like kind of the
Mm.
same spaces, but they are not the same family. They're different. So we have two families. Mud dauber is a word we use basically for wasps that build homes out of mud, and they encompass two different families, but
Oh, okay.
only I think three genera, at least from what I could find. I think it's pretty limited. So there's not a ton of species that do this, but we do have some pretty common ones. You guys and me have the yellow-legged mud dauber, or also called the black and yellow mud dauber. They are black-bodied, yellow-legged. They're part of the thread waist wasp group. So they have teeny tiny little perfect waists.
She's snatched, huh? Let me see if I can't get a picture of her up. This is beyond snatched.
it's,
This is not even a waste at this point.
it reminds me of, oh, there was a 90s cartoon. She was I'll think of it. You can cut this, Derek, but I have to figure this out. What is her name? The opening credits, there's like an eye and it catches a fly in the eyelashes. Who is that?
Oh, Aeon Flux.
Yes, this wasp
Mm,
reminds me of Aeon Flux because she had the
yes.
tiniest, most ridiculous waist I think of any superhero. I guess maybe not a hero, but yeah, of the time. Yeah, Aeon
Yes.
Flux. Throwback for
So
all the
it's
millennials listening to the pod
I
today.
believe we referenced Aeon Flux a lot in one of our episodes. So she looks less like a well, she does look like a wasp. It's like, but if it's like if you grabbed her thorax here and you started to try and pull the thorax away, but instead she just stretched.
Like
Like
taffy.
a stretch ar like, yes, like a taffy. I was gonna say like a Stretch Armstrong, but he had some like some shape integrity. This is like, yeah, like a taffy, like a little string of taffy that just simply will not detach because it's like regular wasp, long,
Very long.
almost like a stick waist, and then a regular booty bum, as I would expect.
Well,
That's so interesting.
they have this really narrow waist, and the waist is called a petiole, and
Hmm.
it is yeah, it's so tiny. Listeners, please like look at it.
It's almost like a helicopter. How they have like a tail and then another big. I assume I assume that is rotating in some way that helps them fly. I know nothing of the engineering of helicopters, but like it has that long tail and then an additional. I want to say the word fan, but I guess it's a
It's a
propeller.
propeller
But it's
or
but it's
a
oriented,
blade. Yeah.
perpendicular from the rest. It's almost like that, where it's long and then a thick bit at the end again.
Well, what's interesting about why there are a couple speculations why they have these tiny waists, and one is that the dorsal blood vessel runs like right through that space, and if it's closer to the surface of the cuticle, it's heating up much faster. So the hemolymph is
Mm.
heating up, and it allows them to be active sooner in the morning and stay active in the evenings
Oh,
because they're warm,
they're
because
warm.
that dorsal blood vessel goes right to the flight muscles and the other
Right.
parts. But
So like the opposite of a heat sink, a heat gather.
yeah, yeah, like a heat gather. And the other sort of thought on this is that the petiole is very flexible because it's so thin,
Hmm.
so you can sting, but you can
Mm.
really bend that abdomen down to sting, or to oviposit. Oviposit is our term for laying eggs. So flexibility, heating up the dorsal blood vessel are two reasons why evolution has probably created this teeny tiny little thread waist. And you might wonder, why do they need to sting so
So
seriously,
accurately.
so accurately? And a kind of the big thing about mud daubers is they paralyze spiders.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh. So she really needs to be able to sing with precision or she's
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
got
dangerous
back.
work.
Oh. See, so we've only briefly touched on like
Hmm.
tarantula
Hmm.
hawk
Hawk
moths,
wasps. Yes.
where they're doing the battle. I didn't realize that was extending into other members of the wasp genre. The other people be battling
Well,
spider v
when we
wasp.
think about wasps, many wasps in general are adults are pollinators. They drink nectar, and or they drink the sweet juice created by the larvae in return for bringing them meat. Right. So many wasps, their larvae live on other arthropods. You lay an egg with one. Remember our yellow jacket episode where I mentioned when the yellow jackets come
Mhm.
and annoy the hell out of you for your picnic, trying to get your meats. It's not for the adult.
Yes.
It's for the larvae.
It's for
Yeah.
the baboos. Mm. And we talked about with
Mhm.
Cicada Killer that they were snatching up cicadas and then
Yes.
putting them in holes and then leaving. Rude. Okay.
So this
Okay,
is
so
common.
but
This is
like
pretty common.
are spiders wasps? I'm sorry, they're not beating the bad rap so far. Despite their many craft projects of both
Potter.
paper and pottery. They So
Mhm.
speaking of pottery, Uncle. Speaking of pottery, producer Derek has procured for me based wasp project in here. I do have a little bit of that. What is it? Tryptophilia, fear of holes.
Oh, okay.
I will. It's not bad. It's not usually too bad. It's.
We should have had someone take photos of you looking at the looking at this for social media.
Okay, okay, okay. So far, there better not be any live wasps in here. Just stuck my hand in without even
It
thinking
feels
about
like a Derek move,
it. Doesn't it?
giving you
What a rudo
live
he is.
wasps.
Oh, this one's got like a pupa in it. Don't love that for me.
So what does
Oh,
it look like?
So this
And
one
we'll
looks
share
like
photos online.
this one looks like an ocarina. If any of you have played Ocarina of Time. Oh, I hate this. Oh, look at that. So there's this one's got like it's a little mound, probably about an inch and a half mound of mud, and then there's these uh
Holes.
holes, probably about 7 holes, 8, I think. My finger's covering one of. We'll have to take pictures of these of holes, just I would say bored in. They don't go all the way through. There's one on the other side as well, and again, there's kind of a
Oh,
pupa on the
there's a little
bottom
guy
there.
in there. Yeah.
I don't like seeing the little guys in there. That I know that they are by all means no longer a threat to me because I'm sure that they're dead. Otherwise, Uncle Derek again. Otherwise, producer Derek could not have given them to me. Okay, so we've got some more in here. Let me look. I'll grab one more and then. Oh, that. Oh, it is. It's triggering the whole thing a little bit, but it's okay. So it's a, yeah, almost. I mean, it's not a very even shape the way that
No.
a
Yeah, they're pretty
honeybee
lumpy.
a honeybee makes that shape, right? The honeycomb is all very even, all very spatially maximized. Whereas this, you can really see on this one the waves of creation as it adds
Mm-hmm.
more mud, adds more mud, adds more mud, and it makes these almost rings. If you've ever seen pottery in its early forms, it's like when you first lump it onto the wheel, you can see each pass as it adds more mud.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. It's really neat, but it does trigger my whole thing a little bit. Um,
Well, keep in mind there's these are solitary wasps. So this is one female building this.
what? But
Yeah,
I've got
building this
like
nest.
a whole. I wouldn't say basketball sized, but like somewhere between a softball and a basketball amount
Mm.
of nest here, broken into pieces because no. But wow, and she's doing that all on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Each bundle is a separate
oh, okay.
female.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
nest that
Okay.
fell
Each
apart.
little bit.
All right.
So
So
some of them
each
will build nests. Yeah.
so a golf ball size, ranging between golf ball and baseball. I don't know why I always use sports balls, as if I touch sports balls in any way.
As if you've ever played a sport. Yeah.
Exactly. Since like I played soccer when I was 10 and never since. But yes. So maybe I'd say the biggest one was probably about fist size.
Which is still a lot of work.
Yes. And so
It's a lot of work.
is she has it in her mandibles or is it in her feet?
She like goes down into the mud and she
Okay.
scoops it up in her mandibles
Hmm.
and then she passes it to her forelegs, her front
Okay.
legs, and then flies back with it. And usually, one species will have a male that hangs out and guards the nest while she's doing all this, and he mates with her every time she comes back. But she's carrying all the mud, she's putting it all together. He's guarding and he's mating, as
Hmm.
males do, I suppose, for many
Interesting.
bugs.
Producer Derek has just shared a picture of where the wasps seem to be harvesting the mud, and so it's slowly digging out a little spot on
Hmm.
the Discord there. Wow. Huh. So still though, if you're taking just this little teeny tiny amount, because you're a wasp, you're not very big, and you take it and add it to this. Wow, that's a lot of trips, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is
It
that that's a
is,
lot
yeah,
of
it's a
trips
lot
for
of
her to
trips.
take to make what seems to be at most like a dozen offspring.
It's
Mm.
busy, and then you got to paralyze a spider, and
Right.
then
Yes.
drag that spider back. So before I get too far into that, I do want to say that again, these belong to two different families,
Okay.
Sphecidae and Crabronidae. Not every wasp in either of these families are mud daubers.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's one genus in Crabronidae and two genera in Sphicidae out of the 200 genera in Crabronidae and 20 in
So
Sphicidae
mud dauber
that are
is
mud
more of a
daubers.
colloquial expression about what they a behavior that these sorts of
Yeah,
insects express. The way that not all
Yes.
birds build nests. So but most of
Yeah,
them do.
not all birds are,
Not all
we'll
weaving
say,
birds are weaving birds, but they're all weaving birds.
yeah,
Rectangle
not
squares.
not every ground nesting bird is a wading bird. You
Right.
know, so there are, yeah, there are ways to think about it that way. But
Okay.
these are not really very closely
I
related
got
to each other. And
got
again,
mud
not every
dust all over
wasp.
my desk.
Yeah, mud dust.
Got like
Build a new
mud.
one.
I got teeny tiny.
Just make it wet and build a new one.
Amanda, if you don't mind opening up some of those, like break them apart and see what you find inside.
Oh, I hate this for me. Okay, hold on. Let me find a tool with which to execute my.
They're fairly brittle. You can use your hands. It'll just make a bit of a mess.
That's your parents' house. It's fine.
It's just mom's office. She won't mind. Okay, this one was the big one, so we'll do that one. Oh, I hate this for me. Ah.
We do
Okay.
have video recording on this. Maybe we can share some of this on social media if
Great.
Amanda's comfortable with it.
Everyone can see my disgusted face. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm about to crack into. So I can see from the outside that there's several, like, pupa, like the brown casing I would expect to eventually become a wasp. All right, let me. Oh, maybe I need a smaller. Ah! Did not enjoy them.
Did
Okay,
you see
so
something?
I broke it open and a bunch of uh 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 bug dust came out. So
Oh, okay, bug
there
dust.
definitely was something in that pod that is now crushed about uh all over the desk. I think okay. So I've crushed it open a little bit and now I can see what looks to be a bunch of moth larvae crammed all into one hole. I don't know that that was on purpose by our friend the dauber, but this one at least seems to have a bunch of caterpillars in it. Oh, Derek says he's unsure of the species of whoever made this. I think I'm going to grab a smaller one in the hopes that I can crush it a
Find
little
something.
easier. Yeah.
So sometimes multiple species will be in the same nest. That happens. Or one species will take over another species' nest and pull out all their larvae and drop it on the ground. And then,
Rude.
yeah, put theirs in there.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get a screwdriver real fast. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay, I have procured a carpentry hammer. That felt like the most appropriate one to grab, as well as a chisel, also from carpentry.
Okay.
I
think they're pretty.
They're
They're
pretty
pretty brittle.
brittle.
I think
I could
do you
do.
just not want to use your hands?
Well, last time I used my hand, I collapsed the tube immediately, and
Oh.
I felt like that wasn't the spirit of the thing. We were trying to maintain intact. So it's my goal to split it in half so I can see what's happening inside of it, if that makes sense. So I've got a piece now, and the orientation of the holes is many. So I'm hopeful that no matter how I break it, I'll find something inside. Hopefully, not a live spider. Okay, here we go. I think this is my best.
Maybe a dead spider. That would be kind of cool.
Ooh, it's dusty inside. Okay.
What do we got?
We've got so the cross section of the.
Can you show it to the camera?
Yes, I'm going to
see if I can see.
So this seems to be where they have left their pupa behind.
Oh,
and it's left
look at that.
the brown casing that was once them behind. I don't see any evidence of anyone else. Only, oh, no, that's not true. There's some like mites.
Oh, neat.
Probably from cleanup crew from their leaving. All right, I'm going to split the next section here. Ooh! Sorry, that's not a cute noise for me to make every time something surprising happens. Okay, there's one. This one does have something inside. I don't think I can't tell if it's a spider or a cricket. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. It's something though. Let me see if I can get it out. Oh no, I think it is a spider.
Oh, cool.
So
What?
I don't know if you can see it all. There's like right here at the bottom one. There seems to
Oh,
be it's
yeah.
very dusty, so I'm a little hesitant to say it
To try
is
to
a
pull it
spider.
out.
Yeah, I think it will desiccate immediately upon my attempt to retrieve it. But it is definitely something in there that's not the wasp. Someone has been left behind.
Well,
Interesting.
what's pretty neat is that depending on the species, is what kind of spider they go for.
Oh,
So
oh, so they're
they
discriminatory against what they're like. I like to eat the wolf spider is the tastiest spider, or whatever it is.
none of them eat my babies. How dare
I'm so sorry.
you?
I'm so sorry for even suggesting.
um, so like one species will prefer black widows and brown widows. So they're nice to have around in your yard if you don't want black widows in your on your property. Another prefers orb weaving spiders, so little orb weavers. And the third likes, what was it? Oh, crab spiders. You know, little color changing guys who sit on flowers.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So it's interesting that they do seem to have a bit of a spider preference depending on species.
Okay, I've split it again, and this one definitely also has. It's hard to tell what they are at this point because this
They're pretty
they're
desiccated.
pretty desiccated. But again, this one is seems to be several thin, husky, which leads me to believe it's something not waspy, something maybe spidery, maybe something
Oh,
else.
hold it up to
Oh yeah,
the
you want
old
me?
camera.
Okay, so it's here in this. Hold on, I gotta undust it a little bit. Oh, okay. So I tipped it over and all the dust fell out, and now I can more properly. This one is definitely a spider husk
Oh, cool.
because it is. So it's kind of. I can't pick it up now because if I touch it, it will just blow away. But it's got kind of a shriveled middle, and then like two or three protruding. I think it's a spider that has been.
Legs?
Yeah, I think it's
Or does
legs.
it have like a? Oh, okay.
I
Because it could be like maybe a spiny orb weaver where they have a spiny abdomens.
It looks like an orb weaver to me, based off of how long the possibly legs are compared to how thick the middle bit is. But
Yeah.
it's very dusty. It's very desiccated. I don't know that I could identify anything with any amount of confidence.
Well, how do you feel about these wasps stealing spiders and caterpillars and
So we've talked before about this, especially I think on the cicada killer episode, and how it felt rude. It felt like a rude thing to do to go and paralyze someone and then like not even the decency to kill them. You know what I mean? Like if you killed
yeah.
me, it would be a hunt, and I understand. You are predator. I am prey. And in the bug world, there's a lot of crossover. You are both predator and prey, depending
And
on
prey.
where
Yeah.
you are and what you're doing. But to paralyze them and take them home and then let their
hmm
babies eat you feels rude. It feels like a rude thing to do.
Yeah, from the outside in, that spider is alive. It's just paralyzed. I guess it
Upsetting.
is rude.
It's rude. And I think that wasps get a bad rap because they fly past your ear and you go, "Ugh," but even a little bit of investigation into their behavior, and you're like, no, this is still rude behavior. This is still not nice.
So no matter what, a wasp is rude.
I feel like a wasp is rude. I feel like a honeybee, you understand why she's come to the point she is when she has to sting you. You may not
hmm
always agree with her choice, but you understand how she got there. All right, she's just trying to do what she has to do. Whereas a wasp feels a little vengeful. It feels like it feels like it takes a little bit of enjoyment out of. I don't like to give the wasps an anthropomorphized, angry persona, but
Yeah. Well, at least these guys don't really sting.
mm,
They
they don't sting
are
me.
not interested. Remember the general rule for for insects is if you're solitary, you're less likely to
That's
want
true.
to
That's true.
go out there and sting
Because
because
you
you
want
are
to
the
get out of
only
there.
one creating new offspring.
Right. You're trying
Yeah.
to just leave so that you can go do what you want to do. You're not trying to protect a greater cause, as it were. The
Yeah.
honey.
You're the biological imperative for every animal on the planet, including humans, is to reproduce. And if you're the only one who can do that, you're
If you're
gonna
my
avoid
last man on earth,
danger.
you know,
Yeah,
your will
if you're
forte.
gonna, and of course, not all humans want to have children, and I don't.
Well, you're
That's not
not
my
the only
thing.
one who has to.
But yeah,
You have
I
you have
have
morons like
family.
me do.
I have plenty of family members who have had children, and I love them very much. And part of my biological imperative is to take care of them, my extended family. That's just how it goes. So that these little wasps are not really interested in stinging if they can help it. If we do want to give them a little bit of non-rude credit for being cool, they are pollinators.
Of course, we are a pollinated positive podcast.
We are. We haven't said that in a while.
We haven't been pollinating lately, if I'm honest. We've been doing a lot of
We haven't.
surfing this summer, a lot of lake hopping,
Wet bug summer.
wet bug summer. So we have been doing that.
Yeah, these guys are pollinators. Adults, like most wasps, drink nectar and visit flowers. So if you like a flower, you kind of like a wasp. And I know you like a flower. So
Who doesn't love a flower?
otherwise, I think real quick before we get to superpowers, I would like to say that these nests are a delicious snack for other animals. Think about all those full protein grubbies, little baby wasps already in there that are good food. They are great for parasites. Cuckoo wasps will come in and lay their eggs inside the nest sometimes if they can get by the male. So they're part of the food chain as anything else is.
Cuckoo wasps. Is that a specific
Cuckoo wasp.
Is that a specific wasp, or is that another behavior wasp?
It is. There are several types of cuckoo wasp, but yeah, they just like a cuckoo bird.
Yeah.
They come in, they lay an egg. They're
one of those ones you were talking
the
about where
spot.
they clean out the hole they find of its
Yeah.
previous resident. Goodbye. Bam.
Drop it on the ground, call it a day. So they're an important part of the ecosystem as food and a source of a home for parasites and such. I think we've covered all of the interesting life history stuff. We got Amanda to open a nest. Good job, Amanda. Gold star for you
I
today.
didn't like. It was a lot easier once I got tools involved, which I think is probably true of most activities. It was getting a lot easier when I started using tools.
Yeah, you've leveled up as a primate. It's tool use now.
Yes, I've entered the Iron Age. Me personally.
So we could talk about superpowers. Of course, flight. Flight is if you got wings, you got that superpower for us. Sting. Their stings are not. They're not very scary unless you're a spider, because then you've got paralyzer.
Right. So I assume it's paralyzing agents are not working on me, both because of my size and because of my not spiderness.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It probably feels like a slight burn. It's less than a bee sting. So
we gotta get Dr. Schmidt's. Did Dr. Schmidt?
Yeah, I have Dr. Schmidt's book. I have Dr. Schmidt's book in the other room. I didn't think to
look him up. Yeah.
Look with. Yeah, they may not be in there. So superpower for paralyze for the spiders. Another power I thought would be good, Amanda, is mud manipulation. Perhaps our hero can create a mud shield.
We're on the same page, you and
I. Yeah.
So I've been thinking about other mud-based heroes here. Specifically, Clayface comes to mind because he's all clay. But also Sandman. And I was thinking about how Sandman's weakness is that he gets wet and he becomes mud. And he's Sandman, not Mudman. And so he loses the ability to control the mud. But, sorry, let me back up a little bit so you can understand my full thought process here. Has to be an enemy of Spider-Man, right? Obviously. And because It's sticking his brains and putting him in a hole. Um, and the problem with Sandman v Spider-Man is that Peter just always gets him wet, and then he's finished it. But if you had Mud Dauber instead of Sandman, what are you going to do now, Spider-Man? You can't just get me wet. You've only
Yeah.
given me more power. You absolutely.
Getting him wet increases his power.
Exactly. So I feel like you
Or
could.
her power.
Her
This
power.
would be a female
Yeah.
hero.
So it feels like you need to have a legacy hero of doesn't Sandman often have like a daughter that he's like trying to
I think
save
so.
for whatever reason?
Yeah.
So you need to have like some sort of legacy situation going on with that. She gets the Sandman powers in one way or another, but not Mud, because she's not an idiot. So now I shouldn't say idiot so much on the podcast in case there's a hit out there who doesn't want to hear the word idiot all the time. But if she had mud manipulation instead of sand,
she would be way more powerful.
Way more powerful. Also, I feel like mud can pick up more stuff. You can like have something trapped in mud, whereas you don't have something as stuck in sand. In sand, once you get it out of the sand, it's stuck. Whereas mud can be, if it's sticky enough to stick to itself, it's got to be pretty sticky.
You start a Katamari
exactly.
with it.
Just, going down, you know.
I think we've got 3 other superpowers I can think of. The anti-spider sense. So she has to be able to locate spiders specifically.
The idea that she like specifically, like if we're full hogging it, going into the Marvel universe here, and say, which I have not thought to even Google, is there a Mud Dauber hero in the Marvel universe? Which I
probably not. I mean, you know what? Who knows? There's all kinds of weird heroes. I think in our comic world, she might be my superhero's arch nemesis.
That's true. Okay.
As Wolf Spider.
Pivot her to Wolf Spider's enemy. Although you did say that she doesn't eat. Also, Black Widow, you said, like mentioned specifically, there's one that loves Black Widows.
Yep, black and brown widows. They'll take other spiders too, but they seem to have a preference for these 3 types, depending on species. Of course, strength. You got to drag that spider back to your nest after you paralyze it. You mentioned you've seen cicada killers dragging cicadas around.
Cicadas. It's impressive, frankly.
Dragging them up trees is pretty interesting. They're crazy. And mimicry. So it's a form of Malarian mimicry where they look like other stinging, Hymenoptera and other wasps and bees. They all share that same kind of color and the color pattern mostly and shape.
Okay, how many I guess she needs more than just 2 because she's a bug. Okay, hold on.
Oh, I forgot to mention, when she's putting spiders in these individual tubes, some species will stuff 40 spiders into one tube. It seems like overkill, but so many.
I was imagining 1 spider per tube. That seems reasonable. 40 spiders in 1 tube? That just, again, it's just showing off. You're just showing off at this point.
When you really want to make sure your kid's got a snack when he wakes up, that's what it is. But yeah, 40, because they'll overwinter and then emerge in the spring as adults. So maybe they just need a long winter snack. But up to 40, yeah. I think the average seems to be around 8 or 10. But that's still a lot of spiders in one tube.
Too many spiders in one tube.
And while you draw, and this, I believe, is going to cement the Mud Dauber as a villain in your mind.
Oh, no.
They are responsible for 2 fatal plane crashes.
What?
And 1 early landing.
How does a wasp cause a fatal... I assume fatal.
2.
2
fatal plane crashes,
no.
yeah.
What has she done?
So 1 in 1966 and 1 in 1980. So we seem to have maybe figured this out. Yeah. One time they left the plane uncovered for 25 days on the tarmac, and I feel like you're asking for a bug. to build a nest in there
I
somewhere.
can't leave my door closed overnight without a spider building a web across it. That's your fault. You did that.
So, for the two crashes, the mud dauber nests were created inside the pilot tube of the plane. Now, I had to look this up because I don't know anything about airplanes, but the pilot tube is responsible for measuring airspeed. So it messes with, yeah, those measurements are crucial to keep the plane going where it needs to be going. Yeah, up, definitely. And unfortunately, one was a Florida commuter airline, and the other was a Gulfstream, and everyone,
It was not a good time for the people on board.
yeah, everyone unfortunately passed away, all because of mud dauber. The unscheduled landing, they had laid the nest inside of some part of the plane that caused the cabin to overpressurize, which could lead to an
So I
explosion.
assume that, I mean, I'd have to look more into these incidences, but it sounds like she was gumming up the works with mud.
Mud, yeah.
And she's like, look at how big this tube is. I'll just make this tube smaller and hide things in it. And then not having the anticipated airflow through those instruments really affected them.
Very... Well, the cabin overpressurization was kind of wild to me, because the pilots have to be in that space while it's happening, and so their oxygen masks would have dropped, and they had to land. But just that one, I think I remember reading it was they did not properly inspect the plane before takeoff.
Well, right, yeah.
And this is why we got to do that. Yeah.
But also, if you were just I mean, I want to give credit where credit's due. If you're just walking around a plane, I don't feel like it's something you'd easily see. You'd really have to be looking in there. But I mean, I guess that's
well, we don't know. We don't know their inspection. Yeah, we don't know
rigorousness of their inspections.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if listeners are interested in reading about these plane crashes and the one landing, if you go to the website in the show notes, you'll find I've linked to flightsafety.org's incident report for the accident, so you can read more about exactly what happened and what they were thinking with that. So,
or not thinking in this case.
So Amanda, of villain,
I think she's gotta be a villain. I think you gotta. I mean, I think we mentioned this with Cicada Killer too. Anyone who paralyzes someone and leaves them in a hole is not doing a good thing.
Yeah.
If I'm putting my human morals upon it, it's not great. Hold on, I realized I didn't snatch her waist enough. I really gotta snatch it.
Super snatched.
It gotta be snatched.
How many legs would you give Mud Dauber?
Okay, so as you know, I go through several when I'm thinking these things through. I think having a unique thing that you do important, because that really, if you're making a character, you want them to have a distinct profile, both visually and power-wise. I think being a wasp is a good thing because people are familiar enough with wasps that you have a good starting place. Having a unique little helicopter body, that's also interesting. That's a good silhouette. Don't love that there's a whole bunch of them that do the same behavior. That's not all that unique if I'm looking at it.
Not a whole bunch. There's only a few.
Okay.
There's only a few.
There's a family of them at least, though. Oh, not family. This is hard. I can't say family because that's like a real
there are three genera.
Okay. So there's several of them that do this, but that's not that many.
But they're not big. They're not big genera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's okay still. I hate to reward a villain, but I think it's really cool. And I think she's a crafty girl. Wasps, crafty girls. They're doing their papier-mâché. They're doing their pottery classes. Their carpentry sometimes. They're also doing carpentry sometimes. Yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's a 6 out of 6. I think they're neat.
Whoa.
I think it's a really cool, but not so out there bug as to be alien. if that makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
familiar enough with a wasp. I'm like, okay, it's a wasp, but also it does this cool thing. So, but you know how much I hate to reward a villain. So, because I'm a goody two shoes. Can't even be mean in video games. I'm a goody two shoes.
This is true. Amanda
I'm
is one of
sorry.
the most goody goodies that I've had the pleasure to know.
My husband and I got in a big debate the other day. Not a fight, just a debate about whether it's whether you can compromise your morals if you go on a reality TV show to win money.
Oh,
About
interesting. What are your thoughts on
my
that?
thoughts are everyone who's part of this game has agreed to the moral concept. They've agreed and consented to all of us lying to each other. That's the game. Whereas
Yep, I would agree.
Whereas Cody's all like, no, I want to follow the same moral code everywhere I go in life, which is very Cody based.
I'm gonna lose, Cody. Sorry, buddy.
I mean, you gotta keep in mind.
Gonna
You gotta keep
lose.
in mind also that when we play Catan, Cody doesn't like to put the robber on someone. He puts the robber back in the desert. That's who Cody is, my sweet baby angel. I love him
Aw.
so much, but he would lose at Survivor on episode 2. He would be they would use him for his moving things around skills and then get rid of him. Just because he has no amount of deceit within
Yeah.
his beautiful, handsome body. But yeah. But again, my argument was we've all agreed to lie to each other. It is morally correct because we've all consented.
I agree. Yeah, I would do whatever it took to win that money. I would never go on a reality TV show, but if it's not really my thing, but if I was, I would
I would
certainly do
also get
everything in
voted
my
out
power to
very quickly
win.
because people will be like, Amanda, shut up. So, oh well.
Um, I, I think I think I would also give my dauber a 6 because they're pretty awesome. Even though they are my hero's mortal enemy, I still think they're super cool.
I think how contrived of a pose can I give them? Spider-Man villains always have a really contrived pose.
Oh, that's true.
That's just what happens after you draw the same character for 60 years.
Producer Derek, do you have any stories about finding these guys with your job?
Not really. They're pretty. People tend to like them after they find out that they eat spiders, but they're generally just kind of. You don't see them often doing their thing. You just kind of see the nest afterwards. But I think they're neat. If you have leaky irrigation, you'll attract a lot of them.
Oh yeah, because the mud, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing this one, Amanda,
Sorry,
if you're making that kind of
I'm
Spider-Man villainy.
I'm trying to decide again. Like I have to pose the legs and stuff, and I want her to not look too contrived, but I do also want her to be a little bit silly.
We should mention that the nests I gave Amanda are all empty. They only last about a year, or I should say, they don't last more than a year. So if you find one that has holes open on it, that means the wasp has left.
Oh,
And
the
there's no
holes
one
are
inside.
empty. That means they already vamoosed.
They've emerged.
Escaped.
Yeah. So then it's okay to take it down, right?
Yes. And you can just wash off the mud or whatever. They break off the wood that they're affixed to pretty easily. I find them in attics pretty often. That seems to be a spot that they like
We gotta
to
cure that
build their little nests.
that mud, turn it into pottery.
Is it mostly attics, or have you found them outside as well?
You'll sometimes find them on a porch or something like that, under an eave, but attics seem to be the most common spot, perhaps because people don't ever think to go up there and clean them out or anything. And you'll have multiple generations building nests in the same location. Not on the same mud fortress, but they will use the same attic that their grandmother or whatever used previously.
Cool. I do like calling it a fortress. That's what it feels like.
Easier when your grandma was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do mud hands, but I'm not sure that that's the most buggy thing to do.
I'm picturing those like sticky hands you slapped on a wall as a kid.
I love those. We had those on Assassin Bug this summer as well. So She's kind of giving me a little bit of Final Fantasy vibes right now, just because Final Fantasy is also very like contrived pose wise, very
Yeah. Oh,
tiny
yeah.
waists, very ornate costume design that you can do when you're making the same 3D model, then moving it around and not having to draw it over and over and over and over and over again. This waist might be too wasped.
Did we mention the size? These are a fairly large wasp.
Oh, I don't know if we did mention the size. Yeah, they're about an inch or so in length, so pretty long. That's 2.5 centimeters for the rest of the world. Yeah, they're pretty big. They're very noticeable when they're flying around.
All right, let's give her these big muddy hands here. Blorp. Blorp. Sticky hands. And if she grabs you, you're paralyzed. Horrible news, really. Of course, if she was a Spider-Man villain, she'd be too hot, and Peter wouldn't be able to fight her anyway. He has a real soft spot for, especially if she
For
was,
hot ladies.
for hot lady. Hold on one sec. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. There's too much mud dauber dust in the.
You've got so much dust in that room right now.
Yeah, it's dusty. Okay. You said she was black and yellow?
Yep, she can be black and yellow, or she can be kind of bluish. There's a bluish one. Sort of this iridescent blue.
Did you ever play Earthworm Jim? I know we've mentioned Earthworm Jim on the.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember when that was a really, really long time ago. But yeah, I played Earthworm Jim.
The princess in that is named Princess What's Her Name? And she was always wasp based. So every time we make a wasp hero, I have to resist the urge to make it look just like Princess What's Her Name.
God, Earthworm Jim. What year was that?
Early. I need to denote that she's evil in her costume design here. Which of course,
How do you do that?
pointy shoulder pads.
Oh,
Every time.
okay.
That's not the only way, but like, let's face it, it's the fastest way. The real trouble is also that Wasp, the MCU character, has a great costume, and so you really have
Yeah.
to try hard not to tread on her, because she's had some real bangers over the years, but like the most prominent one recently has been like an all black suit with very little yellow detailing that has been very good.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I even liked her costumes in the movie.
Yeah.
In the movies, I thought they were pretty good looking.
I prefer the comic aesthetic for most of the hero suits, but that's not a shade to the MCU, because the MCU has to make them make sense on camera. And if you,
Yeah,
they have to
yeah.
give them like these complex leather suits because they have to justify in some way or another this weird aesthetic choice. Whereas in a superhero universe, you're like, yeah, she's got a superhero suit on because she's a superhero, and this is MC.
We don't have to worry about making it on a real person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was watching. So I've been very much enjoying the Murderbot
My friend
with my man Skarsgård, and I read those books a long time ago. They've been out a while now, and I was really excited. But I watched a video of Alexander Skarsgård putting the whole Murderbot suit on, and it is complex. I can't imagine, and I know for the MCU guys, it's really, the costumes are so wild just to squeeze yourself into them.
Hold on,
So I get why they have to be a little bit different, because a real body has to be in that suit.
I need to pull up our B team so I don't end up overlapping ourselves too much.
Copying.
I am but one woman.
Plagiarizing yourself, Amanda.
Yeah, truly. You'd be surprised how easy it is. Should we?
Well, you probably have a specific aesthetic,
Yeah.
right, that you keep using.
Well, we have not discussed if she's related at all to the B team, which has wasps on.
I don't know. She could be her own. Well, she's a bad guy, and the B team's good guys
That's
for the
true,
most part.
For the most part, Cicada Killer is really
Cicada Killer is a little iffy.
dancing the line on that. Then for now, I think I'm just gonna lean into that sort of silly aesthetic then, of like oversized goggles, since she doesn't need to be on because the B team was very
Oh, yeah.
Power Rangers-esque, right? We don't need to do that with her.
We should make some stickers. I don't know if the listeners want stickers, but like of the B team and the drawings you're really happy with.
Okay, let's give her a big pouty villain mouth.
Villains have to be sexy. That's a requirement.
The rules. I don't make the rules. I just follow the rules. There are some braids here, I think. I'm spending too long on this. Too much dead air.
Well, poor Dark's gonna have to cut it all out.
Well, you know what he was signing up for.
This is your payback for him making you open nests.
Truly. For the years of torment I've put up with for having him as a brother. Give her long villainous hair. Villains, we're back to. She has to be hot.
Long hair, for some reason, that's always down. And if you were in a fight, you would never want your long hair down.
No sense to have your hair down like that. Yeah. I think that every time there's a like Wonder Woman, put your hair up, please.
Yeah.
For Pete's sake, Wonder Woman. And sometimes
braid it.
Sometimes they'll give her a braid, but only if she's like in training. You know, like we have to show that she's her younger self. So she has a braid now. Because only apprentices wear braids. Okay, how much cleave do I show? Knowing that we've kind of sexied her up.
Probably quite a bit because she is a villain.
Yeah, that's how it works around here. Alright. I'll cleave her a little bit. She says, show me your moves. An unnecessary ab window? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Why are your abs out? Don't worry about it. They are. Okay, let me take a look at what I got here. Oh, yeah. Okay, she's got a little bit Sailor Moon villain, but I would allow it. Again, I have to say that the Sailor Moon aesthetic, very influential on me. Give her a little bit of a skirt situation, because we could get into a whole discussion about the sexualization and feminization of the hyperfemininity of sexualized villainesses, and how culturally that's supposed to tell us that being sexy is bad, but also liberating. You don't need to discuss.
I would read your thesis, Amanda.
Thank you.
If,
Well, the enemy of the institution is the liberalized woman. Okay. I think I'm going to give you this, what I have so far right now.
Okay. Yeah. I'd love to see it.
And then we can decide how to make her more waspy if needed. Oh, I need to... Hold on. High heels are sexy. I do also, I think if we're making her the villain of your character as well, it's something really funny about making like this really hot lady be your enemy. There's something really funny about that.
Why?
Just because, like, I mean, I love you, Kelly, with all my beautiful buggy heart. But I wouldn't say that you prioritize a hyper feminine version of yourself.
No, I don't.
According to societal rules. It just feels very
Not
like
particularly.
Yeah. So it was just funny. You're like, be your own person, and she's like, never. Society dictates.
Yeah, only if I'm going out.
Exactly. You're like, you can. Don't get me wrong.
I need a reason.
Kelly can get hot, you guys. Don't get me wrong.
Thanks, Amanda.
But it's just, it's just not high on the list of things I'm going to do today, unless otherwise motivated. Okay, let's see here. Live recording chat. I don't want you. I want the art chat. Okay. You're like just begging this woman to pursue her own interests at anything.
Please be yourself, please. Oh, nice. Oh, look at those. Look at those arms, those mud arms.
Mud arms. Which might also be mud flowers, depending on like what your point of view is. But no. So Flight, obviously, she's big. She's also just an Amazonian woman.
Yeah, yeah, she's
Tiny
quite
waist
tall.
that you're forced to wonder where she keeps her organs. Luscious long hair.
She's beautiful, Amanda. Nice work. She's fantastic.
I'll be excited to see this one in color. I think color will really make her pop with that. Because so many of the MCU villains have a 60s aesthetic anyway, because that's when they started. And then you're always going to get away from that. Silver Age is still so powerful in the minds of comic books. So shields or bricks or something close to. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I gotta add more holes as well, I think. But I didn't want to trip my own hatred of holes. I didn't want to trip it in my own drawing. So I'll have to add some holiness to her. Maybe that's what I do. All of her
maybe on the boots, maybe some holes on the boots.
I think so. And strategic skin windows on her outfit.
Yeah,
she needs to be really, really hamming it up, I think. So next time you see a mud dauber, know that she's secretly incredibly attractive. Maybe to you, I don't know.
Maybe not so secretly. We don't judge. You like a mud dauber, that's on you.
I'm not here. It would be a difficult one because I've been dabbling with the idea of making some of the bugs we've done out of crochet. And I think this would be a hard one to crochet because you'd really have to come up with some sort of sturdying device between the body.
You'd probably have to
the thorax there.
Crochet around a straw.
Sort of bra. Sometimes I'll use here's some insider tips for people who want to crochet. So at the dollar store, which is where I do a lot of my acquisitions of supplies, you can get hair rollers and they have like a thick plastic on the inside. Those work really well as like a stabilizer in your crochet. Cat toys also work as a good way to add sound to your crochet. And then most recently I used a marker cap. Sorry, these are insider. I use a marker cap and I crocheted around it for a handle on a baby's rattle, so that the rattle handle had some stability to it.
Firm.
Yes.
That's cool.
There you go.
I don't have the patience to crochet or knit or sew. It is too boring for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I use it as kind of a meditation. It's kind of a meditative thing.
Yeah, it looks very relaxing. I wish I could do it.
It depends on what you're making. How relaxing it is. I like to make little toys because that's very fiddly, right? You have to like count and keep track of what you're doing. And so in that way it's very like engaging, but also meditative. But if you just want to just have busy hands while you watch or listen to something else, just start making blankets, because you can just do that without even thinking about it forever.
Or scarves
Also, just anything where you're not changing a lot. You're just, and now I'll do 100 stitches, and very creative. Would recommend.
Well, we like the mud daubers, even though we've created a villain out of them. They're kind of cool. Please remember that they don't really want to sting you. So if you see them,
they want to leave.
You don't have to freak out.
They want to leave the immediate area because now you're here. Otherwise, if you have pictures of mud daubers, I'd love to see what kind of cool little nests they have. And we will post the pictures that we take of these on our Reddit, on our Instagram, everywhere where pictures are posted. And if you want to talk to us, we're on the Reddit. You can also email us at BugsNeedHeroes@gmail.com.
Please leave reviews. That's good for us on the platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell your friends about us. And if you'll be at Rose City Comic Con, producer Derek and I will be there. Feel free to track us down. and be friendly to us. We're skittish.
Are you going to have a table, Amanda?
I will not have a table this year. I haven't had much time to make new art, so it feels a little bit weird to make I don't know, to do all the work of a table when I don't have anything new to sell, if that makes sense.
But you and Derek will be doing panel
Derek and I will
talks.
be doing a panel talk on the superhero powers of cats, along with our friend of the pond, Dr. Mike. And we'd love to see you there. We'll give you a business card of our logo. Anything else we need to say here?
I don't think so. I think we can wrap it up.
In that case, I love you. Goodbye. Bugs Need Heroes was created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad, with some assistance from Chelsea Bodden and a few cats. Character art is by Amanda Niday. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Roll Music. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out at bugsneedheroes.com, and most of the socials are under Bugs Need Heroes. Thanks for stopping by.
Your mom's a good sport, letting Amanda open up bug nests in a...
She doesn't know that's what's happening. Or at least I didn't tell her.